Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Daybreak Extra. My co-host is here with me. Good morning, Fatima.
Good morning, Sumaya. By the way, I was just complimenting how beautiful you're looking this morning.
Just as you, looking all madame.
Oh my goodness. What's that supposed to mean? What's madame?
It means you look good.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good morning, Nigerians. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You talked about exercises. People are going out actually every morning.
It gave me joy. It gave me joy watching people, honestly. And I realized that Nigerians have woken up to the fact that they need to start incorporating exercises.
Yes.
Not for losing weight and all of that.
But just to be well-being, for their well-being, and then their mental health also, because it helps, free your mind, unwind, because you're on the street, you get to inhale,
inhale nature, and exhale all the toxicity and craziness happening
is choked in your head. So I've seen them actually when I was coming. So
we hope we can join the bandwagon, and
I'm sure definitely one day we'll be out there. And the morning show will happen out there. I'm
very sure. That would be amazing. Though.
It is going to be amazing.
All right, let's head on to look at the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, which is the Weekend Trust. Major story here is talking about the tussle with Chinese firm. How a mismanaged deal is costing Nigeria fortunes. Option available to the federal government, according to Bolaji Akinyemi Peterside lawyers. Now, this situation is something that really, to be honest, breaks my heart. This is not the first time. This is not the first time that contracts or deals like this tend to go sour for Nigeria. We saw a very toxic situation happen, which Nigerian has been battling, and they just got out of it with the I think I paid. I've forgotten the name honestly, but then now we're seeing this, and this also is a battle that has been going on for the longest time. But imagine how an entire government is letting an asset slipped through their finger to a firm which we know already have benefited enough from the country at large. But this is a problem where people keep pushing for privatization of a lot of government property because it seemed the government cannot manage its own property, and it breaks my heart that for the longest time Nigerians have not been able to learn from this situation. It breaks my heart, but then the government is saying they are going to go ahead and pursue this until they retrieve those jets. But we just have to wait and see all of that. But that breaks my heart. I don't know if you have any say on any thoughts on this situation going on.
Well, like you said, it's hard, and it's heartbreaking to see that people, like you said, Nigerians are supposed to learn from this. It's every day we keep putting things out there because we want people to learn and take precautions or take actions for certain things. So, like you said, we just hope that something good will be done.
Indeed,
out of this,
because we have to. We cannot allow people. This is not the first time we're showing, international firms and companies feeling they can come and loot and get things from Nigeria just by signing the wrong contract. Hence the reason why there was a bit of side eye when it came to the alleged Samoa situation, because people are now paying attention, saying, okay, let's see these things more. Let's know what all of this entails. That way we cannot fall prey to these hungry companies. Well, you can get the details of this in the Weekend Trust newspaper. Below the headmaster, we see, in search of greener pasture, many Nigerians sleep in cars and abandoned buildings in Abuja. You find this on page 13. Now, I'm skeptical about this, honestly. It's two ways. First of all, I feel like the nation's capital has become a place where everybody just run to for greener pasture. And as much as we want to see people thrive in the country, it also comes with a lot of insecurity, because some even have cars. So if for the people that don't have cars, what would happen? Those are the people that will start staying below the bridges and all of that, and shanties. And these are people you cannot really control. And this is why insecurity has ravaged the nation's capital too much, and it's really scary. I remember having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about I don't know if it's I think it's Tanzania, where they say the capital of that country, you have to have a pass. Like, you need to have something doing for you to be in the nation's capital. You can't just wooz in, because they're trying to limit crime rates and all of that. So it breaks our hearts that people believe that you can even rush to the nation's capital to earn more money, when it should not be so. Our country should be easy, access when it comes to economic, when it comes to life and living conditions. It should be equal from anywhere. People should be able to live well from any part of Nigeria. But it breaks my heart that people have to rush down to the nation's capital, which, cost of living is affecting virtually everybody. But away from that situation, Shatima Shekaro Ganduje Hadeja in the news. If you want to know why they are in the news, you can find that on page 11. Below the pictorial there of the Nigerian jet and presidential jet, and of course the court's judgment, we see Ubank Cross River community, where women don't speak the same language. Interesting, Fatima. Interesting. And now Ubank is the community, right? And men are supposed to speak a different language from the women.
This is actually, interesting, like you said, because I'm just hearing it for the first time.
And you're Nigerian.
And it's curiosity. At this time, this is where they say curiosity made me ask. And I'm asking this question, like, how, when, how come we didn't know about this and we're just knowing? But this is something we need to check, and then possibly maybe carry out some documentaries on it to see the difference, and it's going to be actually quite interesting.
It is beautiful, honestly. It is beautiful. And you can find this on page 28. It just shows how we keep emphasizing that we can earn money from tourism.
So how do they communicate if they get married?
Mind blowing. I mean, that is something that you and I have to go through.
So here's the thing. I'm just imagining maybe when the men are sitting out with their friends, their male friends, they speak the language, and when the women are doing their own, they speak the language. But maybe when they are in the same place, they speak one language. I feel we need to find out.
Could be.
This is a story that I think people should go for.
Of course. So people should pick the weekend trust, yes, in order to dissect this situation. But it pinpoints the fact that the relevance of tourism in Nigeria. If we Nigerians we are just finding out that Nigeria has this something unique like this. Imagine what the people outside Nigeria coming into Nigeria finding out this is. I hope our government honestly will take advantage of it and value our culture and revive
that we
culture.
are yet to know about some communities, some culture.
We have a lot of stories to tell.
A lot of hidden stories that needs to be out there. And well, kudos to those that are doing the documentary for us. It's indeed a great work they are doing, because they have to go into these communities, go to places that you don't expect them to go to, just to bring out this tasty story that we need to all dive into.
You have to use the right word, tasty.
Yes.
Well, you can find that on page 28. We have Yaliman, hometown of Bureau de Change Kings. That you'd find on page 34. Now you can find this and more on the Weekend Trust.
All right, let's quickly dive into the Saturday Punch this morning. The major story there says, seized presidential jets. Nigerian policemen detained, brutalized our top officials, alleges Chinese firms. Well, I think that's a whole lot, because Nigerian policemen being detained and the brutalizing the top officials. There's a lot to say, and they're blaming the Chinese firm for that. Honestly, why do you look speechless at this point?
I am speechless because the story keeps unraveling different. It's like a cabbage.
Yes,
every layer as you're peeling it, other things are coming. A lot of things are involved.
Yeah, but then the writer says police deny involvement as Ogun declines comment. So they decline.
The major thing was the major agreement before it reaches the federal government. It was done with Ogun State government.
Yeah.
So. There seems to be something, going on. And I honestly, I don't envy the governor Dakwa Abiodun at this stage, because for a national asset to be lost through your own government, it does not speak well of the administration. But we hope we will be able to retrieve it.
There are unpredictable situations. You can't predict situations
Indeed,
like this at the end of the day.
But I'll always use the word
security.
No, not more of consciousness. I always use the word that it all boils down. They say it's when the wall cracks that the lizard penetrates. So I feel like whenever these deals come, somewhere. Exactly, it's still from our end. Somebody is just quick to just get the box and something and not do a thorough job. You should know that when you're having a deal like this, you are at a very vulnerable stage. So what you need to do is make sure you are equipped with knowledge. You understand every T and I of that contract, because people take really quick advantage of people when they feel you're not up to par when it comes to that.
Actually, true that. Well, go through page 4 for more details on that, and then. Well, this is coming from Shaylo. I was actually reading and, I was smiling. He actually doesn't really care. He said, being bullied online doesn't bother me, and it's true because I see him cracking jokes about how he's being bullied and things that are being said about almost all the comedians, So
no, his own came in a very special way.
Exactly.
We saw him support the Tinubu administration, and then right now, with economic policies and all of that, people are hitting hard on the people that supported which is wrong. Nobody should be bullied.
Abraham also faced hers,
Eniola Badmus and all
exactly.
That. Nobody should be bullied for their choices
for choosing whoever they want to support.
Everybody had, the choice of or the thoughts that and prayer that Nigeria would be best at this point. But then the policies of how it goes, nobody foresaw this situation
I read some comments and a lot of people saying because Shaylo, Twain Abraham, the Eniola Badmus you just mentioned, they're all Yoruba, and people are like, is it because he's your tribe? But it's not about tribe here, because I've seen Yoruba people, a lot of Yoruba people that didn't support Tinubu, so it's not about tribe here, it's about the choice and who they feel they want to vote for, who they feel can deliver, and everyone has the choice to choose whoever they want to.
Whether we like it or not, we need to grow up and stop expecting people to like our own choice, like by you forcing people. It does not work that way. You might have your own reasons why you're voting for somebody. I would have my own reasons why I'm voting for somebody. Let's be honest. If someone should come, I'm checking integrity and I'm checking, okay, at least I know this person on a more personal level. I know this person has integrity.
Anyway, this is a lot.
There should not be bullying. There is no need for bullying someone for their choice.
So go through page 17 for more details. FG threatens to withdraw fuel marketers license over hoarding, which I don't agree to, taking back the license, but maybe you can caution them, to reduce
I feel
price.
They should take it back. Take it back, please. Take it back. At this point,
so here's the thing. There are so many supermarkets that were sealed because they were hoarding, right? But that doesn't mean their licenses were seized.
It's more like it should, even if it means suspension.
I feel there should be a one exactly
and
suspension, but not taking the license.
Take the license back after 1 year. Give them back. When they lose business, they would know that you're supposed to be patriotic first and join with your business. Why hoarding?
7 for more details.
Hoarding has always been a crime, Fatima. Hoarding has always been a crime.
That's what I'm saying. There should be a punishment for it, but not taking the license.
I feel
so, like suspension,
Nigerians
maybe for some months,
if you don't
a month,
punish them hard, they will not do it.
That's what I'm saying. Punishment is okay. They can reduce the prices, but that doesn't mean they should be taking.
Scaring them first.
Well,
take one license back
anyway, but just punishment or suspension, good, but not seizing of the license. Anyway, go through page 7 for more details on that. I did not expect to become UK Lord Mayor. Nigerian Senator's wife, Katung. Well, that's a great one. When we see, achievement like this, it actually makes us proud that Nigerians are doing well out there in other countries. So go through page 28 for more details. And she's looking quite beautiful,
Indeed.
For more details on that, defiled victims long-winded fight for justice as rapists exploit child abuse laws loopholes. Wow. Well, I can only say wow for this, And you don't have to see anything. Go through page 20 and 21 for more details. I had to stop Sumaya from saying something because you need to see her face. Unending controversy surrounds lawmakers' jumbo pay. Definitely. What do you expect when you put out when someone comes out there to rub it on people's face with hunger going up and down in the country? and just the hunger protest just ended, and then someone coming out to say this. Definitely, what do you expect? There are going to be a lot of controversies. Indeed. And people are waiting to see, so definitely, a lot of controversies that it's maybe probably yet to come, because I've seen people.
It's making people like guys investigate
on social media. Exactly. I mean, a lot of dissection here and there. Influencers picking on this and oh my God, it's just a lot. Go through page 8 for more details. 27 judges face probe for alleged misconduct. Page 27 has more details on that. And that's it. Shock as videos, photos link gun runner to government officials. Okay, we already know things like this are happening. Yeah. But I don't think there is. That's a lot, though.
I don't think it should be a shocker. But then I think the shock is finally we're seeing videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the shock.
Yeah.
It's not a shock, because we know these are lots of things. When you see people go deep to find out more details, like you said, investigate, and you see people putting it out there, you'll be like, how did they get all this? Where are they getting it? Who is sending it to them? Were they there and all that? Well, that's the question. That's what journalists do, and that's what other people are doing out there, investigative journalism. So go through page 4 for more details on that. So that's it for the punch.
We hope anybody that is caught in this honestly pay for it. That is the prayers for us there. All right, let's move on to the Nation newspaper this morning, where the major story is still talking about the saga between the Chinese firm and Nigerian government. Releases 1 aircraft as outrage grows over seizure. The Accountant General of Federation Foreign Affairs Minister fly action and Ogun shed light on contract with firm. We want all of the jets. We want all of them. Away from that, below that, we see U.S. slams 3 life sentences, 76 years imprisonment on Nigerian accused of rape. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about in the previous one, talking about how victims of rape in Nigeria have been left with trauma. First, there is trauma of being raped, and then there's also trauma of the culprit of that heinous act getting away with it, because there is loophole to the crisis. We've had tons of people here on the show talking about this situation, that even after the government has created a gender-based violence desk in every police station unit, there seem not to be a lot going on. And when you see how the Western country tend to hold people accountable for situation. Rape is something that in the US or UK, even if you're innocent, if someone pins it on you, you're done for. Then imagine where Nigerians, we have a lot of people abusing young children, abusing people, and then getting away with it because some loopholes, so a lot of things going on here that is not even making sense. I believe even family members that try to hide this situation should be prosecuted, because that is not something that should be allowed to just go scot-free. It breeds a lot of this. Culprit raping people and getting away with it, and also the same victims are left with trauma. These two sets of people will not really contribute well to the country in general. So I feel honestly that Nigeria needs to do a lot, and I feel like we need to take it upon ourselves to do more, because right now I have a lot of emotion on this one. Away from that, we see INEC, no discrepancies in 2023 presidential election results. Okay. Oluo's wife, Firdaus, my husband is very, very romantic. Well, good for you. And we wish everyone's husband would be romantic as well. Okay. Someone is talking about, all right, I would skip this. Is that a story to put out there that your husband is romantic? Until when girls come and say, not come and be crying. That girls are snatching. No, you're coming out to say your husband is romantic. It's always, people would say, you like sharing bad news. Well, share the good news also. No, don't share your happy life too. Yeah, share the good news too. Let's see. All right, above the headmaster, we see alleged misconduct where 27 judges faces NJC probe. that should be done. We need our judicial system to be reformed and not only reformed, refurbished at this point. The FAC disburses 1.358 trillion naira in July 2024 Federation account revenue. The federal government gets about 431 billion naira and states get 473 billion naira, and also the local governments are getting 343 billion naira. Now, we're telling you a lot of money that's been disbursed, so make sure you pay attention and ask the right questions about what your state, local government, and also the federation is getting. Now, these are the stories that you'd find on the Nation newspaper this morning.
Well, a lot to dissect. Indeed. And a lot to ingest. For people this weekend. These are stories that you need to just probably just go through if you can get the newspapers from the vendors, or you just go through your PDF and see if you can find the stories.
And it's really important.
Read them. It's to keep people busy today. There's a lot happening on the front pages.
Exactly.
A lot to take in.
And it all affects Nigerians, so it's always good to check it. Still talking about this jumbo, the 21 million naira alleged salaries of the senators. That
has actually, it's even when I was covering the radios, are just wild.
Talking about it, yeah.
People are still talking about it, even though it's been a few days, but it's still fresh because, like I said, the hunger protest just ended, and the aftermath, a lot of things are coming up that maybe we didn't even get to see during the protest, and then this just came from nowhere. So
Nigerians are pushing,
angry.
They're saying the federal lawmakers should be prosecuted.
Yes. So yeah, that's a lot. Then this is the much we have for you for the front pages of the national dailies this morning. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, is that time that we all have been waiting for, which is the phone line segment. I will get to discuss something that is bothering Nigerians, definitely, not just here, I'm sure across the globe as well. So stick with us.